For me, time has always been one of the things I've reflected the most, I think, because all the other things, in terms of physical things, we are, we may have more or less, but time, we all have the same amount of time. The thing is, what is the use of the time I have? In what way I include Baba in my day-to-day life. And thinking about this topic, and when we talk about meeting Baba, and so it's easy to think, okay, what is this yogic yoga, volcanic yoga, I mean, as if every time that we sit, our yoga should be of that level. And I would like to share with you today different kind of experiences that we can have with Baba in different moments of the day, not only when we sit in yoga meditating. This is why when I was thinking about this topic, quality time, I see the connection with giving time and loving someone. Like if you love someone, you would give time to that person, that soul that you love, right? In the world, it's like that. So here we are, the Brahmin family, talking about Baba and all the experiences we have. But then whenever I sit to meditate or I go for a walk to walk with Baba, how often do I connect really deeply, or I just get distracted by different things? At some point, I will talk about the distractions. But talking about time, it's also important to see the rhythm that I have, which is different from everyone else. For example, there are souls that speak very fast or think very fast, and I may compare with others, but whenever I am aligned with my own rhythm, it's as if I could walk through the right path. So when that rhythm is met, that something happens there. And I've just discovered this recently. And perhaps also it's not the same thing when you are younger or when you are getting older, that you see things differently or you need more time to do things. I've also experienced this. It's not the same when I was 20 years old or 30 years old or more than 50 years old. So all this has to be understood and walking and giving us the time to follow that rhythm that will allow me to be close to Baba, but according also to my the experience of time inside. So I'm not talking about chronos, which is this time. I'm talking about kairos, which is the experience I have of the time. How do I live the time? How do I experience it? I think all have experienced this. You sit in yoga and you are with Baba, you are there, and suddenly the traffic control music sounds and you think, oh, already half an hour? It was like 5 minutes. Or another day, it may feel it's long time and it has only been 5 minutes. So what is it that I experience time in a different way? So when I'm talking about quality time, is that time regardless of the time of the clock. I always liked when talking to Sister Genti or when she has been given classes and someone said, I want to get up at 2 o'clock or 2:30 or do this extra yoga here and there. And she has always advised that for a while, for some days, while in Madhuban, for certain periods of time, that is very okay. But otherwise, it's not about adding more sitting time, but using the times we are already having in a good manner. And for me, this has worked really well. We already have in our timetable Amrit Vela and meditation before Murli, at least 15 minutes, if not half an hour, evening meditation, traffic control. So if I pay attention to these different timings that we've been given, then this is already okay. And one day I will just get up in the middle of the night. I think it also happens to some of you, perhaps. Normally, my sleeping is very peaceful and all at once. But if at some point I just feel like 2 o'clock, 1:30, something, then I even use those few moments just to go to Baba. Okay, Baba, now I will sleep again. But at least, these little moments here and there are very nice to think of Baba, which is different to think of Baba than to remember Baba or to experience Baba. It's different kind of experiences. So one thing is to enjoy time in a volcanic yoga, for example, or when we have these global bhatis for 2 hours, then this is a special time. And I've also seen that it's not only about, for example, those 2 hours of global bhati, but during the day, am I preparing for that? Or I'm just allowing my mind to go here and there and everywhere, and then I sit 2 hours. It's quite sure that other thoughts will keep coming if I had a day full of other kind of thoughts. I'm not saying that I should not be doing things, but in what awareness am I doing? What am I doing? This is also important. So one is volcanic yoga, then I call it chit chat yoga, which is that yoga where you talk to Baba, you open your heart, you explain, look, Baba, this is what's happening. It may be something inside from the heart, personal. It may also be related to service or any decision that needs to be taken. Then you share that with Baba, not rushing, just with your time. Like if you would talk to your friend and see also in what relationship you want to communicate with Baba at that particular time. Like I've created a system which is very good for me. It may be like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. sometimes. I have a drink and a little piece of something, and I sat. And I've created such a system that the day I don't do that, it's like I've missed something. Because that's the time when I sit at the center, there is a terrace. If it's nice weather, I sit outside. I just have that little something with Baba. And it may be something like not that important, but for me, that is like a break where I'm free from doing and I connect with Baba in a different way, like chatting, like explaining, okay, this is what I did this morning, or I have this difficult conversation now. What should I say? How should I speak? Like that. So chit chat yoga. And there is another kind of yoga, which is, or meeting with Baba, which is contemplation. just take one sentence from the Murli and stay on that. Experience that. And I've taken today's Murli. This I like doing. I just underline this kind of sentences, like something like today, Baba was saying, sorry. This sentence that also appeared yesterday. Not even a shadow of the deities can fall onto this old world. It's quite obvious, on the other hand. But said by Baba, it has an impact. It's really powerful that Baba is taking us to the golden age, for example. I'm not going to go into the depth of the sentence, just that how to take one sentence and stay with it. Or when Baba was talking today about the different languages the soul has, right? The eyes, the thoughts, the feelings. Or Baba was saying later on, belong to one father and no other. So just take one sentence. And it's not that, of course, we have so many other things to do. But if I travel by metro, then it's not that I always do this, but when I really want to give this time, I sit and I think of this sentence and just be lost, like contemplating. It's a different experience because when you have this mood of contemplating, you are allowing yourself to go into the experience of that. And there are other times when this connection with Baba may be like an operation, like surgery in an open heart. Like you tell Baba, okay, Baba, this is it. This is what's inside, and you help me, for example. I remember once, it was long back, Daddy Ratan Mohini came to Spain. This was 1995, long back. And I remember very clearly, she said, so if we are with Baba, we are saying not to beg from Baba. Begging is like a bhakti sanskar, right? Asking for something from God. But yes, on the other hand, I am her child, his child, so I have the right to ask him to help me. And that gave me a different experience. And then I need to understand when I am begging, which is bhakti, or when I am using this right to claim or to ask from Baba that help that I may need at that particular time. So what is there that is distracting me or preventing me from this kind of experiences? You may say, but yes, all this I understand. But why is it that I feel so involved in things? And yes, we are all involved in different things, definitely. There are certain situations that are really harsh or not easy, which I can understand. But then see if we need, for example, to think of many things. But if I think of those things when it's the right moment, then that is useful. But when I think of those things when I am seated in yoga, that becomes wasteful thinking. And what kind of different thoughts may appear when I sit in yoga? Because if all during the day I've been involved in something or I've had different conversations and I sit in yoga and I remember those things, then how to keep looking in front and wanting to have that connection with Baba? Because it also happens to me. I sit and then this person comes into my mind. I said, no, now it's not the right moment to think about this person. What has happened? But also, I think it's good that this appears, because then when this situation or this person comes in front of me, it's like a red light saying there is something there. There is something that needs to be solved. Or, for example, I sit in yoga and these different topics about service appear. And I think we are all experiencing this. You are organizing a program, or you have to give a talk, or different things related to service, I mean now, or different kind of service, right? If you are in helping in the kitchen. One sister once said to me, I want to sit and remember Baba, and I remember all these different recipes, which one I can choose for tomorrow's walk, or so it's true that everyone has these different uh, activities at the center, and this may interfere in yoga. But then it's an art. Baba has advised us especially in the last two Abhyakt Murlis, about being a self-sovereign, right? When Baba has been talking about concentrating the mind, concentrating the intellect, when the rhymes, it's like this in English, of Srimad, allow the mind to be under control, or you are under control of the mind. Are the sanskaras ruling you, or you are ruling over the sanskaras? You know, I think it's really deep when Baba talks to us in such a way that I can see, sorry, how to Baba is allowing us to be the master. It's not a small thing. And how can I learn to be the master? If Baba is there, the closer I feel to Baba, then the closer I will be to that stage. So when this kind of murlis appear, it's good to go into the depth and to keep reading them, even if it's not from top to bottom, but just some paragraphs here and there. And then again, when I allow myself, even if it's for 30 seconds, it's just a sentence. Again, I'm focused there. So, am I using Baba during the day? There are certain expressions from Baba. I like listening from the videos of the Abhyakt Murlis. And you can look at them. Every Sunday, there is the video that we can find, the video of like next Sunday Abhyakt Murli. And especially when Baba says in English, attention please, to listen that with Baba's voice, at least for me, it's so powerful. God himself telling me, attention please. Or that other expression I also love when Baba says, use me. I was in front of Baba. I remember that very clearly. I was in front of Baba once, and Baba was saying, use me. Oh, wow. That was something that really struck very deeply. that here is God. It's not someone just to remember every now and then, but someone that is offering to be in my life. This is really profound. And what use am I doing of him? Like one example, I go to the doctor, okay? Especially this is quite a good example. I go to the doctor and doctor says this and that. The first person I think of to share that piece of information, who is it? Who is he? Who is she? Am I thinking of someone? Or I'm waiting to reach home or the center to sit in Baba's room and tell Baba. Even these things. Baba, I've gone to the doctor and the doctor said that. You know, maybe something more serious, medium serious, you know. But if instead of telling Baba on first hand, I'm telling someone else, and then, yes, I'll share with Baba. This also gives an indication of who is in my heart. Also, the other day, Baba was saying, what kind of things do you hold in your heart? Then, yes, Baba will be there, but someone else will be there too. Baba will not have the whole space just for you. Do you understand what I mean? And if I think that, yes, Baba is God, and it seems like it's so high that how can I just share with Baba these little things? But yes, at least I've learned this when Daddy Yankee used to share stories with us. We could see how these daddies, these souls shared every single thing with Baba. Or sharing with Baba, you know, Baba, in the center, there is this need and there may be the possibility of buying this or not. Just, it's a way of not only expressing a concern, it's not about being worried, but okay, it's your responsibility, it's there, it's with you. And then perhaps you will see magic happening that, yes, if we see that Baba is in charge, then Baba will help. So I'm saying this because it's not only about sitting in yoga, but during the day, am I creating that atmosphere? And then, for example, different tips that may help. Perhaps you've been to Madhuban when there is this sound being played, this om, like that. I remember when Daddy Prakashmani left the body, perhaps in other situations, but I remember that particular moment. I was in Madhuban. I went for that. And that sound of om was there. So I have it on my mobile. And there are some days when I go to bed, I just let this, it's a half an hour, just this sound. I leave the mobile close, not too close, but that I could hear. And just after half an hour, it will stop. But this vibration of Om chanting gives kind of a frequency, I think, in the level of thoughts, of dreams. I don't know, but at least it's quite, I like that. So I use this. I also use this when you feel, for example, you don't really feel Baba. Something has happened, or without any reason, you don't feel close to Baba, right? Sometimes there are situations like this where you would like to, but you don't feel that close. it's also useful to look, as Baba has mentioned in some of the Murlis, Avyak Murlis. Baba used the expression of going into the album of photos of the confluence age. I liked when Baba said that years back. This means that remember a Madhuban trip, a special experience you had, one Raki experience that was really important to you. When that particular daddy or dada or brother or sister came to your place, and that was something that uplifted you for different reasons, remember situations that again give you that push to have that enthusiasm. Or if you have photos of, I like these photos of the yakya or different kind of photos. So just go through them, see that in a bigger way, just enjoy that again. But if my stage is down, it's my responsibility to do something to go up again. Baba may help, and Baba will help, definitely. But it's also part of my responsibility to do something. Then it's also one thing I can revise is there anything I am being careless about? If I am not experiencing that high stage I would like to, if I don't see that Baba is with me, different experiences like that, then see if there is something I am not following of the timings, of the routines, in terms of food, drink. There are different things that I may consider, but that's not that important. It's not that serious. No problem if I did eat here or there, or, different things that someone may think. But it really has an impact on the soul. It really has an impact on the soul. So here am I wanting to connect with the highest energy ever. And then I have wrong company, for example, company of people that those conversations are not really that useful to me. Or I eat, and whatever I eat, it includes the energy of how that was prepared, if that was offered to Baba or not, So these little things are not that little. They have importance. So again, as I was saying, I want to be with Baba, but then I get all these different kind of influences, and I need to pay attention. Oh, I say, but you see, Baba, it's quite late. Tomorrow, I will get up later. You say that. Okay, do this. Then another day, you will also say, again, tomorrow. And like this, you will create another kind of sanskar. There is a reason why Baba has created this kind of life. So what can I do to go to bed earlier? Are there any distractions that doesn't allow me to have that quality time with Baba? And someone said to me just recently about all this social media, and someone said, but that's not a big issue, But one day you look to this video of animals or babies, or I don't know what. But that's okay. You can say, that's okay. It's like, but see the depth of it. What I'm saying is, perhaps I am bored. I'm not experiencing. If you are really excited for something, you will not just look at that TV program or this movie or, you know. So here I am wanting to have quality time with Baba, and I allow my mind to be caught up in these distractions, whatever they may be, like news, for example. I've liked always to see what's going on in the world. And I remember I was young, very young. I used to go on my summer holidays to London. Global House still was not there. I remember being in Baba Bhavan after Amrit Bella doing things. And I could hear Sister Genti when she was getting ready, she was in her room, but I could hear BBC News. She was listening to the news before going to class. I thought, oh, wow, she's listening to the news. But yes, it's important to know what's going on in the world. So I also like to do that. But you know what happens now to me? Whenever I'm reading, even just the headings, not even entering into the news, just the heading, finally, I get this impression that I don't really know if this is what's really happening. One of the signs of the end is falsehood. This fake news, when you don't really know what's going on around. What is behind all the news that we see, we don't really know. This is my thinking. So why to keep going into that direction? Just to see little about that. And then what is true, the truth is with us. Then if it's with us, why to keep wasting our precious time we have in this confluence age, this chance we have now? And yes, someone may think, but I have to take care of my relatives, or this job is so hard, or I know that. But still, there are some moments that if we pay attention, I've also experienced that when you are doing the right thing, not only you are remembering Baba, but Baba is remembering you. And this is really powerful. I'm sure you must have had this kind of experiences. I've had sometimes this experience where even I'm not with Baba at all. I may forget Baba, but somehow it's like something like, I don't know how to describe this, but I can see when it's not me, it's Baba remembering me. And this is really powerful. Just be aware, because I'm sure this experience is happening to any of Baba's children. So I think now we could have some moments of silence, of yoga, and just find your nice place to be, not only external place, inside. Because when we give quality time, we are not in a hurry. So as I was saying at the beginning, to find our rhythm, it's important that to see if, okay, don't rush. Now I am here. I am with Baba, and I will go within, experience who I am. Let me experience the beautiful soul I am, the soul that is living in this body. I know that I am not this body, and I am really experiencing it. I am the source of energy that lives in this body. And whatever kind of situations I may be living these days, I leave all that aside and I give myself this golden chance to be with Baba. Now there is nothing more important than this. I've been looking for God, so many birds, and now I am here with Baba. I may have done devotion during this birth, or perhaps not, but for sure in the past, I've been looking for God. This is why I am here now. I may have looked for God, or perhaps Baba chose me. So I enjoy this time, this quality time, this precious time to be with the highest energy and in connection with Baba. All the cleansing happens. The mind is more clean. The heart is stable. And even the body is receiving the effect of this stage. So now just tell Baba whatever is there in your heart, whatever it may be. Baba is there for you to listen with attention. Just tell Baba now in silence. Just be there. And if any other thought comes in between, just leave that aside and just be with Baba, who has always been there for you and is there for you now. Even when you are not remembering Baba, Baba is there remembering you. And everything becomes more easy when you are not alone. Solitude is one thing, but to be alone is something different. So allow Baba to be with you when you are driving, when you are going somewhere. Don't go alone. And this way, whatever you may do, it will have a different impact. Observe yourself now. How do you feel? What kind of thoughts do you have? What kind of feelings do you have now? And now, thank Baba for one thing, whatever it may be. Just say thank you to Baba. Om Shanti. These are some thoughts I want to share with you, and I'm happy if there are some questions or anything you would like to know.
Shanti, thank you, Marta, for your sharing. It's really very deep. And of course, we thank Baba as well, not only you. It's really, I mean, I thought about what he said about, well, Baba said, use me. And I've done that myself some years back, and that you reminded me of an incident that I really heard his voice in my mind, use me. And it was really a big challenge for me. It was I was with two sisters, and we were going somewhere, and the road was very narrow, and it was going downhill. And at the end of the road, there was a huge gap, and the car couldn't pass. So the only way to come back was to pass it and then going back, because it was a dead end. And what happened, I let the sisters go do their work, and I stayed in the car, and I heard his voice, use me. And then all of a sudden, uh, I just felt that the car was moving on top of this gap, and it was flying like there was not a weight. And I was just holding the steering wheel, and we flew over this gap. It was impossible to believe that, but it was, if I mentioned that to anyone, they couldn't understand it, but I felt it, and the car didn't have any weight. So using Baba is really very important, and not only difficult situations, but also in other situations. I don't see any questions here.
I want to mention something else.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, perhaps it may seem that it doesn't have connection with this, but I think it does. The quality of a sleep is very important. I think Brahmins, we don't talk much about sleep. And it seems that, okay, even we don't take that much time and just carry on and yoga but I'm seeing for different examples of brothers and sisters that are aging, and and that some of them perhaps did not have the right, not only sleep of quality, but at least time to really sleep. And I'm seeing the connection with the healthy brain and then the yoga that we have. So yes, it's we do all what we do, but it's also important. I'm seeing this for myself that if one day for different reasons I may not have that time to sleep in a good way, then all this affects in health, but also yoga. So it's as easy as just go to bed if you need that. I remember, now I'm remembering Brother Nirbear long back in Madhuban. One brother asked him after a class something about yoga, but you may feel tired and this, but yoga like that, no? And Rabbi looked at him and with that voice said, "Brother, when you are tired, just go to bed." And it made so much sense that it's true. It's true. It's not that you think of different kind of things, but we just need to give rest to this instrument, which is the body, and then you will feel different and more energetic when you get up. So this is also another thing to pay attention to.
Definitely. Sleep and sleep with Baba.
And sleep with Baba, yes, yes, yes. And even before sleeping, remembering Baba and like creating a canopy of protection. I think of that. I have this photo of Baba next to my bed and I say, okay, Baba. Because for a while I didn't like much this feeling unconscious. Because when I sleep, I am unconscious, right? But then when Daddy Yankee used to share with us her dreams, and sometimes she was even doing like that she was giving Toli. This Hansaven shared these kind of things. Or one day, again, Sister Hansa phoned us saying, Daddy got up and said that she had gone to Spain. So we became so happy. Oh, Daddy was dreaming about us, you know? So if we create whatever is happening during the day, this kind of thoughts and feelings continue during the night. Then even the night can be a good time and then a useful sleep. Yes.
There is a question here. How many hours do you sleep? And how do you know if it's inner tiredness or your body is really tired? What's your checking point?
Well, that's a good thing. I think we all know the number of hours that we need. And it's not the same now that in another moment of my life, for example. I think that we need to understand and to listen to the body also. I'm seeing that if I sleep 5 hours and a half, I can manage very well. But, and I don't reach to 6 hours, never. But then, as much as possible, I may have a short rest after lunch, and this is good. Not every day, but if I need it and if I can organize myself, I'll do that. But then for me to sleep less than that, I'm not that 5 hours, okay, but otherwise I keep going. I may keep going. But then I've seen how this affects to sleep less affects my level of thinking. I've really seen that lately. So I'm paying attention to that. When it's a physical tiredness, just go to bed, even one day if you need, for example, not usually at all, but sometimes I say, okay, now I will go to bed 2 or 3 hours earlier and I will catch up with my sleep. I may do this sometimes, and this is really useful. When it's something inside from the soul, it's a different kind of tiredness. Then you can check your thoughts. Lots of thoughts, different kind of negative thoughts. Of course, that is creating tiredness in you because you are not paying that attention. So Baba is saying, you may think about this, about that, but also lately Baba has said about the break. You need to pay a break, powerful break to the thoughts in your mind. And I've also experienced that if I don't pay that attention, that it's not only tiredness, but heaviness. And then you need a clear mind to think of something, and you can't because mine is in another vibration.
Yes, thank you. There are no other questions, but can you tell us how did you meet Baba at such a young age? That's very strange, and especially in the West.
Yes. That was in August 85. I was 14 and I did the course with my parents. So the three of us, we took the course. At that time, it was the 7 days course. Now there are different formats. At that time, it was like that with the Indian posters and all that. And we are from another city and we went for a week to Barcelona Center, which was the only center at that particular moment. And since the first day I entered to the center, I felt a connection, really. And some people have said sometimes, but you went because your parents are with Baba and blah, blah, blah. And I said, no. I really can say that my parents, both of us, my sister and I, then my sister decided to go and different life. She was with Baba for 14 years, or more or less, yes. But for me, it was always that I felt a deep connection. So if I went to the center, it was because I really wanted to go. No one ever forced me to do anything. And it was both of us that we decided that, okay, we want to go to London for our vacations or to any retreat, and we enjoyed doing anything just to be there doing karma yoga without any without knowing any English at that particular moment. We would just go and enjoy the company. And yes, I understand that to be young and to be with Baba, it's not always that easy. But somehow it was very clear to me. And I did everything. I finished my studies, I did my career, I started working, or everything. But I felt so lucky to be part of this family that I think it was my fortune that I never felt attracted by any of the things that young people. I understand also that it's not the same thing to be young now than to be young 40 years back. Life has changed so much, so much. Now, really, it's something to be with Baba and to be young. I think when I see young brothers and sisters nowadays, I really praise them because it's not that easy. But yes, I'm happy to to be with you, and thank you for this chance to share and to be with you all.